Check it out. This video is about a clip from the Whatever podcast where the Whatever podcast co-host, Madison, shocks her parents, especially her dad, regarding her body count. Remember, she's at the age of 18. We'll show you the clip right away.
Let's say it's 30.
Sure.
Okay. And you know, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Not really.
Are you over 30? Is your body count over 30?
No comment. I'm a man of God.
Madison?
No comment.
Wait, say it.
She's
Come on,
not
Madison.
over.
Madison, you've already revealed it. You revealed it before.
I don't really know. Do I want to get into this right now?
Just for a second.
No,
Go.
I need to
What
hear
is
my
it?
daughter
Yeah.
speak. Now we're having a come to Jesus.
What is it?
8.
8?
Are you disappointed in your daughter?
8?
8.
Sweetheart, you're just...
He's going to get
She's
the
just
belt.
starting
No, I'm
out.
kidding.
you're starting
There's
to
like
call
a
it.
Starting
whole
out, man.
backstory I can get into it, but I'm not
8?
going to trauma dump right now.
You know,
Are you disappointed with 8, or are you just kind of like
He looks-
surprised at
yeah,
8?
I'm a little, you know,
A lot
just-
of people
Do you
are
wanna say sorry to
disappointed
your
by
father?
8. I wanted to say sorry
like
to
to
my
say sorry to
father.
your
I've
father?
never revealed this to my father before, so.
8. Wow. I guess the 8 don't hate. It's very brave of you to say that, Madison, and I appreciate your courage.
skipped her.
You know, to come out and say that today because, you know, I think there's a lot of people who judge.
8 body count by the age of 18? How does that even happen? There's only one quarterback on the high school football team, and the dad should be mad. After all, he named his daughter, who is the Whatever podcast co-host, Madison, and the word mad is inside the name Madison. And you may be wondering and asking yourself, how did it really come to that situation? How is it that somebody today, when they turn 18, already accumulates 8 body count? What it really comes down to, she may be misinterpreting that 8 body count as real situations, real relationships, real experiences, but the other party was just like, yo, it was just a moment, but for her, it was more than just a moment. Or let's just keep it a simple explanation. She's a hoe, a 304, and she probably got friends who are 304, so no one's really checking her behavior because if she's around people who sleep around, she may sleep around as well. And it's like that Snoop Dogg song. We might try to associate, maybe have a little bit of a moments with a hoe, but like Snoop Dogg says, we don't love them hoes. Therefore, that's probably the main reason why Madison, the Whatever podcast co-host, has been sleeping around, accumulating to an 8 body count because she probably interpreted those experiences as love. Plus, it's most likely, let's keep it a stack, she's banging the co-host. She's banging the host, Brian. Well, she's on this podcast so many times. People say, oh, she gets paid. Nah, she ain't getting paid in dollars. She's getting paid in the D currency. This situation kind of reminds me when I used to be on the swim team. In the swim team, you got the men's swim team, you got the women's swim team. And when swim team members sleep with one another, the term, a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek, we would call it swimcest. Now, you can kind of decipher why the term is called swimcest, but in relating to swimcest, there was particularly one female on the women's swim team who would bang the entire men's swim team. I mean, she would go line by line, forget about backstroke, breaststroke. There was all type of strokes she was probably doing with all members of the men's swim team. And the situation she was facing on the men's swim team is she would offer to sleep around with every single member of the men's swim team. And of course, the people on the men's swim team would say yes. However, when she tried to approach any of them to do a serious relationship, people in the men's swim team, they would either say no or they would just lie to her and not actually commit to her seriously. Because that person particularly mistaken, oh, because these guys like me because I'm willing to sleep with them, they may like me if I'm asking to commit to a serious relationship. But she misunderstood that just because the guys on the swim team is willing to sleep with her doesn't mean that any of them was willing to commit to a serious relationship with her. Because what really came down to is none of the guys on the men's swim team will claim her seriously because she got a stained reputation. If one guy claims her seriously, who is from the men's swim team, he ain't gonna hear the end of it. He's gonna hear stories of, oh, she was with Bobby, she was with David, she was with Maxie, she was with Daniel. Yeah, he doesn't want to be able to go through that situation, the shame, a similar situation that Logan Paul is going through with whoever that chick is that Dylan Dennis is going after from a mean perspective. And if we're going to make a judgment call, right, she's got 8 bodies and she's 18 and she's probably lying, right? It's probably 8 times 2 plus 3. How is it that she's in that situation where she stacks that many bodies? From the looks of her, she's probably a party girl. And you know what they say about party girls. They're really open to a lot of things, whether it's like liquor shots, beer shots, back shots. Plus, have you seen like probably the amount of makeup she probably puts on just to go on the podcast or whatever party occasion or outside occasion she may be? Yeah, you think she looks good with all that makeup on, but have you noticed people who look really good with makeup on, as soon as they take it off, they look like absolute demons? Like, she don't even look plain Jane no more. It looks like demon energy, like no cap. Like anybody you know in your life, let's say she looks really great, but you notice she wears a lot of makeup, you assume, okay, when she takes it off, she's still gonna look good. Maybe not as good. No, when she takes it off, it's like taking off like a skin on her face. Like, bro, it was like, bro, like it's like somebody who looks completely different, almost ghastly. And if you think of it, right, in this current age, an 18-year-old with 8 bodies, in fact, it's almost not expected, but not surprising, because we're living in an age where we got music that's really promoting thottery. You may have heard of the song called Pound Town, right? It's the culture we live in that's driving music, because music can only survive if the culture supports it. If the culture ain't supporting that type of music, that music's not going to pop up and go in the mainstream. So if she's 18 and have 8 bodies, that may not be so crazy, because I remembered in college, they would have college parties. In college parties, the typical opening line you would do is like, hey, what's your major? You say like math. And then the other person responds, okay, English. One time at a college party, you would assume everybody's in college. Apparently, I asked this person, hey, what's your major? And she said, oh, I'm in high school. As soon as I heard that, I ran off away from the party. Like, what kind of party host invites high schoolers to a college party? Like, that ain't even kosher. In fact, I don't even think 18-year-olds are allowed to legally drink. Like, come on. Like, the way I remember she was dressed, you wouldn't think she was in high school. You would think she was a college student. But the deception is real. And we ain't even talking about, like, the TV show Transformers, because the way she was dressed, you would think she was in college. Talk about being a Decepticon. Transformers. Robots in disguise. You see that co-host, the whatever podcast co-host Madison, her revealing of her having a 8 body count at the age of 18 is probably only the tip of the iceberg. But here's the thing, she's probably used to dealing with different types of tips. And speaking of tips, you notice restaurants are willing to give inexperienced people who may be a female a chance of being a server. And if you're a dude with no experience, they're like, yo, we don't want you. Yeah, because the restaurant owner or the host, they probably believe that if they got relatively attractive female servers, they're going to get bigger tips from the customers versus a guy who's got no experience serving and it's his first time ever in a restaurant flooring. He's probably not going to be the priority hire when it comes to hiring servers in a restaurant. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, put a like and subscribe. Put a comment below if you got something to say about it. I'll see you all next time.